Everybody, giving everybody a few minutes to come in. I've got a video from, I have a video from Trump that I'm going to share. He just put it out about 5 minutes ago, and I'm going to bring it on the screen for us to see here. Just want to give everyone a few minutes to come into the room. We're only on Facebook, so do me a favor, click the like button and the share button, and I will pull up the video in about, let's say, like 90 seconds. Um, And what's bad about this is he's telling everybody, apparently he's going to go downstairs and say hello to his supporters. Bro, you've got COVID-19. Like, seriously, what is really the problem? All right, we have about 450 people in the room, 436. Click the share button real quick while I pull up the video. But let's see. And there's a lot of things that he's saying in here that makes me extremely concerned about how he's going to carry himself afterwards. So let's take a look at the video.
We're getting great reports from the doctors. This is an incredible hospital, Walter Reed. The work they do is just absolutely amazing, and I want to thank them all, the nurses, the doctors, everybody here. I've also gotten to meet some of the soldiers and the first responders, and what a group. I also think we're going to pay a little surprise to some of the great patriots that we have out on the street, and they've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country. So I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm, and we have enthusiasm like probably nobody's ever had. Our people that love the job we're doing, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school. And I get it, and I understand it, and it's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to be letting you know about it. In the meantime, we love the USA, and we love what's happening. Thank you.
Yeah, folks, that's really concerning. Here's why. Let me get this man off the screen. Let me just go back to here. Here's what's concerning about it. That comment, I've learned COVID from the real school, not from reading about it in books. I'm gonna play the clip again because we have like another 200 people who just joined the room, and maybe you didn't get a chance to see it. But this is a video that Donald Trump just released about 5 minutes ago. And two things: he's getting ready to go down and say hello to all of his supporters that are out there waving the Trump flags. He This is a minute detail, but it's an important detail. For Donald Trump, supporting him is synonymous to patriotism. In other words, if you don't support him, it's analogous to him to not being a real American. That's what you hear in there. Number two, he's getting ready to go down there and expose his supporters to COVID-19. This man is a sociopath. And then number three, he is setting himself up to be the preeminent expert on COVID-19 because he was such a dummy that he caught COVID-19. Okay, so I'm gonna play it again because we have like 500 more people in the room that were not here when I played it the first time. It's really short, and I want you to listen to those three things that he's doing with COVID, with regard to COVID-19. Take a listen.
We're getting great reports from the doctors. This is an incredible hospital, Walter Reed. The work they do is just absolutely amazing, and I want to thank them all, the nurses, the doctors, everybody here. I've also gotten to meet some of the soldiers and the first responders, and what a group. I also think we're going to pay a little surprise to some of the great patriots that we have out on the street, and they've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country. So I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm, and we have enthusiasm like probably nobody's ever had. Our people that love the job we're doing, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school. And I get it, and I understand it, and it's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to be letting you know about it. In the meantime, We love the USA and we love what's happening. Thank you.
So he's now going to position himself as the expert, right? He's positioning himself as the expert on COVID-19. If this man survives, I'm just going to be quite candid with you. If he survives, he's going to put himself directly in the position to maximize the number of Americans that die of COVID-19. Donald Trump is a national security threat. I don't care if he's the president of the United States or not. Donald Trump is a national security threat. We have already lost 208,000 people. And now, because he's had a brush with it and he's going to come out of it, he is going to position himself to be seen as the spokesperson, the expert. He is positioning himself to be the expert on COVID-19. Kind of like a person who says, "Oh, I flew in a plane, so now I am an expert at flying planes." This is the madness and the sociopathy that we're dealing with Donald Trump. And to be quite honest with you, the best way for America to be made great again. So anyway, did you notice the three things that I pointed out? One, he draws an analog for him being a Trump supporter is being American. And so those of us who are not Donald Trump supporters, we are not American to him. And that's exactly how he has governed. I know it's a small thing in the bigger context of him having COVID-19 and what's going on in this video, but I need you to understand that context at all times. Donald Trump does not see you as an American if you don't support him. Number two, this man's getting ready to go down there, or he's probably already down there shaking hands with people, you know, putting people at risk of catching COVID-19. And then number three, he's positioning himself. Would you mind if I play this one more time? Because I'm just getting it, and I like to digest it. Lisi, I get that feeling too. The this this particular video. Okay, let me be clear. This administration is sociopathic, and I do not put any type of machination outside of their realm of possibility. I totally expect it to be a psyop, a gaslighting campaign of the highest order, that they are going to do everything in their human ability to confuse everybody, including their own supporters. So I saw somebody mention that this is that he recorded this when he first got there. Possibly, I don't put that past them. I do not put that past them. Um, his doctors came out, and I'll play this clip. His doctors came out and stated that he is actually being treated. Pull it up this way. He's being treated with a couple of cocktails of treatments that suggest that he's in some serious condition. Let me just tell my producer what I'm doing. So I'm going to put that up on your screen and show you what he's supposedly taking according to his doctors. Um, and if this is the case, then he's in trouble. And I don't believe any of this. I think all of it is just a one big gaslighting campaign to make sure that everyone stays on their back foot while he actually goes through COVID-19 or while he fakes COVID-19. Right? I don't put anything past these monsters at this point. But I want you to take a look at what his doctor said he is taking. He is taking dexamethasone. And if you look in that second paragraph in particular, the panel recommends against using dexamethasone for the treatment of COVID-19 in patients who do not require supplemental oxygen. Who do not require supplemental oxygen. So he has a moderate to severe case if this is true. Now, we have no reason. This is the biggest problem, is that we literally have no reason to believe anything that comes from the White House. This is where we are. We have literally no, because they contradict themselves in the middle of saying something. They lie in the middle of their lie. They can't keep track of their lies. They have proven to be habitual liars, right? So we're in a situation where we literally cannot trust anything that's coming from the White House. That itself is a security threat. I initially disagreed with MSNBC, and I said as much on the YouTube stream we did. I firmly disagreed with MSNBC's positioning of this as a national security threat, probably because of their framing. Their framing was because the president's not in the White House, it's a national security threat. No, it's a national security threat because we have a president and a White House that are so dishonest that nobody, from the Senate Majority Leader to the Speaker of the House to the Vice President, nobody can get a firm hold on what's actually happening with the president because they're such sociopaths, and we can't trust anything that comes from them. So we have about 400 new people who just came in. I want to make sure that they get to see the video. It's very short, so let me play it again. This is what Trump released just a few minutes ago.
We're getting great reports from the doctors. This is an incredible hospital, Walter Reed. The work they do is just absolutely amazing, and I want to thank them all. The nurses, the doctors, everybody here. I've also gotten to meet some of the soldiers and the first responders, and what a group. I also think we're going to pay a little surprise to some of the great patriots that we have out on the street, and they've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country. So I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm, and we have enthusiasm like probably nobody's ever had. Our people that love the job we're doing, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school. And I get it, and I understand it, and it's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to be letting you know about it. In the meantime, we love the USA, and we love what's happening. Thank you.
This man is so dangerous to our country, to our national security, to our lives. Forget about national security for a second. Like, let's just put that aside. Like, he's dangerous to our, this man is going to get a lot more people killed. And I'm sorry if I'm smirking about it, but you got to laugh for not crying. Donald Trump is going to get 500,000 to 1,000,000 Americans killed. He is going to get, if he gets a second term, he is going to oversee 1,000,000 deaths over from COVID-19. There's no question in my mind. If Donald Trump gets a second term, at first I said 500,000. My initial tweets and whatnot said if he gets a second term, we're going to see half. No, this monster, this sociopath, this megalomaniac is going to see 1,000,000 Americans killed because now he's an expert. So Daniel Dell is a brilliant fact checker at CNN, and he just brought this up over on Twitter. He says, so immediately after releasing a video in which he boasted of his superior real-world knowledge of the coronavirus, Trump had public employees get in a vehicle with him, windows closed, while he is infected with the coronavirus. Yeah, this. Oh my goodness. Let me see what you all are saying. Let me get your comments on the screen. Um, wow, the comments are coming in so super fast. You guys are coming in hot. Let me try to get some of you on the screen. Jay Ramos, thank you for this comment. He said, "Oh my God, so sick, but going out and meeting with people while he is in the hospital, it's all bullshit. Nobody can get their story straight. We have no reason to believe the president or his staff or his doctors, none of them." At this point, he could be completely healthy and they could be faking it. At this point, he could be dying and these videos were recorded Friday. We have no reason whatsoever to take the word of anything that comes from his account, the White House account. I won't believe he had COVID-19 unless he dies. That at that point, I'll believe he actually had it. Yes, Judy King. Did he just say he's going to see people? A surprise? What happened to 14 days of quarantine? And here's the sociopathy of this, right? His supporters will probably hug him. They will probably embrace him. And it would be to them, it'll be worth catching COVID-19 to hug the president. These people are sociopaths. They're in a death cult. He can literally, it's no longer shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue and getting away with it. It's him being able to kill you, right? Very directly. Again, I want to put this up here. Like, I think anything is possible at this point. I think that's the point of this particular stream, is that we're at the point of absurdity. That her last sentence, that's his double who left the hospital. This man is a maniac. That's his. I don't. It's all. It's all fair game. It's all fair game. And I think our strategy absolutely has to be: do not trust anything from the White House. Period. And when I say our strategy, I'm not talking about you and me. I'm talking about our national security infrastructure, our institutions, the decisions about evoking the 25th Amendment. We cannot trust anything from the White House. Rosa on YouTube, well, everybody's on Facebook this time, said to his supporters, he's like their savior. Well, yes, I agree. But also to his supporters, he's going to be their destroyer. Absolutely and absolutely ridiculous. Um, it is 100% Ellie, the cult of Trump, to the point of death. Crystal Leguins, let me put you on there. Vote him out. We have to. The lives of some of us watching this right now on the line. Certainly the lives of our loved ones and our extended family. It's on the line. Donald Trump is a clear and present threat to this country. Just want to check my Twitter timeline again real quick to see if there's any updates. Like I said, this video came out. This video came out a few moments ago, not too long ago, and I want to see if there's anything, any new updates. Yep, here's an update. I'm looking. Absolutely. This is absolutely. Let me see if there's any more. So, folks, we are dealing with. Oh, this is great. I need a second to digest that. So let me take this down until I get a second to digest it from Anthony Fauci. Where's my controls? So what we're dealing with is a death cult. America has been seized by a death cult who embraces the president of the United States, pulling public service workers at risk riding in an SUV with the windows up, and I fully expect the the deceit to be the level of one that very well could be his body double. And that's a pretty standard thing. There's no conspiracy theory there. Every president has a body double. Their wives have body doubles. That's a pretty standard thing. That video could have been recorded Friday. That's a pretty standard That's a possibility. And Donald Trump could be on a ventilator right now based on what his doctor said he's taking. They're trying a cocktail of experimental. But here's the danger: win, lose, or draw. If Donald Trump survives, probably 500,000 Americans won't. Let me correct that. If Donald Trump survives and gets a second term, 500,000 more Americans won't survive because he's positioned himself as the expert. One more time for the road. This is the video that just was released about 30 minutes ago now.
We're getting great reports from the doctors. This is an incredible hospital, Walter Reed. The work they do is just absolutely amazing, and I want to thank them all. The nurses, the doctors, everybody here. I've also gotten to meet some of the soldiers and the first responders, and what a group. I also think we're going to pay a little surprise to some of the great patriots that we have out on the street, and they've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country. So I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
And we have enthusiasm like before you get to see me.
Listen to this.
I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm, and we have enthusiasm like probably nobody's ever had. Our people that love the job we're doing, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school. And I get it, and I understand it, and it's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to be letting you know about it. In the meantime, we love the USA, and we love what's happening. Thank you.
That's right, Marcy. He could be dead, or he could have never had COVID at all. And because we have to operate accordingly, folks, the American infrastructure, the institutions, the channels of power, the line of succession, they need to operate with the full understanding that they cannot trust anything that comes from the White House, anything that comes from one of Trump's people. If they aren't getting it directly from the Secret Service, they can't believe it. They cannot believe it. Just a couple more comments from you all, this is like I said, this is breaking ish news. It's not the most important thing outside of the fact that it really just shows you the extent to which they are trying to confuse America, and that is dangerous. But I want to keep checking my Twitter timeline because if you want the fastest news in the world, it's on Twitter. Um, I want to pull up this particular tweet from Michelle Dauber. She's a professor at Stanford University. She actually said that she took that medicine. Michelle on Twitter said, I was treated with dexamethasone following brain surgery. It is, as my team told me, a drug that seriously messes with your mind. It is a bad drug. I could not wait to get off it. Unfortunately, you have to wean off it, which takes time. Trump is incapacitated. I couldn't be president of my cat when I was on dexamethasone. He should not be exercising the power of the office of the president on that drug. We are lucky if he doesn't start a war. He's incapacitated. That's exactly why this is important news. The reason this is important news is because they put this video out after the doctor, either intentionally or unintentionally, let us know that he was taking dexamethasone. Whatever. Hang on, let me get the name of it. I said it right. Hell no, I don't. I think maybe she did. She type it wrong. It was right. Dexamethasone. Sorry, she was right. I was right. The doctor inadvertently said that this morning, either intentionally or inadvertently. Doesn't matter. Then they came out to obfuscate the situation by saying, "Oh, he's out and about walking around in a car." No, come on, man. And why this matters is because now we don't have a president who is actually facilitating the regular routine functions of the office of the presidency. There are just some maintenance things. The office of the presidency has some custodial responsibilities that are just day to day. Okay, um, it has nothing to do with his physical location. He doesn't have to be in the White House to do the custodial responsibilities of the office of the presidency, which does seriously overlap our national security. But you gotta be cognizant. You gotta be conscious, right? You have to be aware. And they 100% put this video out, whether staged or not, whether pre-recorded or not, body double in that van or not. That is just completely irresponsible. And this is where we are. They would rather put the entire nation at risk. Folks, they would rather put the entire nation at risk than to admit that Donald Trump is in serious condition in this hospital. That's what I believe. That's after everything else, I believe that Donald Trump has been incapacitated. And the reason I believe that is because the doctor told us that he was taking dexamethasone. And based on what everybody, the experts are saying about that drug, and so they just so happen to put this video out, and he just so happens to go and he's riding and waving at people. You know who knows? You know who knows? All jokes aside, and I'm not saying this because I'm a big Russia gator. I'm not. I really didn't. Uh, Russia knows. You know who knows if he's really incapacitated or not? China knows. You know, whoever's operatives are high up enough to know the condition. Every state, every country does this. So I'm not saying this to incite any xenophobia or any nationalism or any type of concern about war. I'm not. I'm saying that the real people who would know the truth are the operatives from other nations, just like we have, and everybody spies on everybody. So please don't take anything that I'm saying to be, oh, there's no. Everybody spies on everybody. It's just kind of a generally accepted principle in international relations. Okay, period. They know better than America knows because they have to know. You know, they have to. They have to know. And here, the political machine around Donald Trump is confusing the situation so bad. This is so irresponsible. This is beyond irresponsible. This is dangerous. This is downright dangerous. Okay. Let's just check. Like I said, you get information at the speed of time, real time on Twitter. So I'm just checking Twitter again. And let me get some of your comments. Here's my friend. We go way back. Chevron Jones from he's a state representative in Florida. He had COVID-19. He said, "I barely wanted to get out of my bed and put a sock on when I had COVID. But real Donald Trump has the energy to do a full parade to greet supporters outside of Walter Reed. November 3rd can't get here fast enough." Let's see what Chris says. Chris usually has some pretty good takes, but he's not. He doesn't have anything recent. Okay, so that's it, folks. I just wanted to see if there's anything fresh, anything new. We got to get rid of this man. That's the bottom line. I'll be doing a late night stream again tonight. So be sure to tune in for that. Tina King, absolutely. Let me put this on the screen. Tina King, if I can catch it. Hashtag vote. Hashtag vote. Vote early. Over 800,000 people as of last Thursday have voted early. If you are like me and you absolutely do not plan on, okay, babe, I'm coming. I'm sorry. My wife is looking at me like, you said 10 minutes. I did say 10 minutes. My bad. I'm going to wrap it up after this. If you are like me and you're not going anywhere during the coronavirus and you've been hunkering down and you have no intention on standing in line on election day, I want to recommend that you vote early. I did an interview with an election expert who spoke with supervisors of election across the country. And this is what his summary was. His summary was, if you've gone to the grocery store, voting early and in person is safer than going to the grocery store. So the very best thing that we can do to protect ourselves from Donald Trump is to go out and vote early. Get your vote on the books. All right. And let me stop running my mouth before I'm in trouble and I can't do my stream tonight. Everybody click the follow button. I'll see you tonight. Let me go cook this dinner.